Hello, hello, hello again. Got quite a few things lined up. Gonna be timely today. The virtual machine started, so I've already started off pretty good here. Nothing's crashed, no kernel panics, no kernel security issues, no secure boot issues. All that good jazz is apparently working well so far. I'm actually gonna bounce over here. And you can see got the beautiful bougie desktop. Let's see here. Ah, look. Is something going to be broken there, or is it going to boot correctly? That is the question that we have before us. And it looks like everything's hunky dory. All right, I'm ecstatic for this situation. I'm ecstatic to have a fully booting machine that is behaving appropriately. That's pretty spectacular, honestly. So the question is, what are we going to do today, though, right? First off, as always, we're going to start some music. Get in here. Let's hear Stomp It Away, Silent Partner, or Pride. Let's do Rise. It's always a fun little tune. I like that one. So we got music going. We got a booted VM, and I'm I don't know, I'm almost scared. I'm almost scared to make progress at this point because everything's just working. I just want to watch it. I just want to look at it and watch it work. But that ain't how things go. We like to push the boundaries on my channel here on Thrashing Code. So let's push the boundaries. Where did we get to yesterday? We made some good progress yesterday. Got the Docker instances booted up and running. Which, speaking of, we also got the permissions issue figured out. That's kind of a little weird, flaky thing with VMs, where it wouldn't give us that. I thought my camera froze for a second. Where it wouldn't give us this, where we have basic non-sudo use. Hey, Atomic J, awesome to see you here on my channel. Loved watching yesterday. I'm marveling, as you might have noticed, at things working today. Yesterday did not work so good for me. All sorts of stuff broke continuously for like the first 40 minutes of my stream. So far, all my fingers crossed. I've practiced doing that because of this and because of guitar playing. But all my fingers crossed, everything's going to keep going smoothly. So yeah, yesterday got Postgres, Apache Cassandra, SQL Server, all set up on this machine. So right now none of them are running, but if we look at our images, yeah, I feel that way too. I've been doing this for like a billion years, and throughout my career, no matter how experienced I get, I'm always kind of like happy when things work when I start on them. I'm used to things just colliding into everything for the first hour or so every day. So whenever they work, that's gonna be an awesome day. So let's see, let's remember what all did I have set up. So I started some containers using Docker run commands, and I noted them here in this file, but I'm gonna actually open up code so we can see that. Let's open up the desktop and then code. Open accordingly. There we go. Whoops, I really need another thing there. And then so just looking at this, I got Docker installed, went through all that process, got the permissions, fought through those, got those working on the virtual machine, which installing Docker on a virtual machine, which generally you are only going to do seamlessly on VirtualBox. If you do it on Hyper-V, you have to enable hypervisor extensions for the kernel on Hyper-V to allow virtualization to run inside of virtualization. But that's a whole different can of worms that I'm not going to approach right now. Maybe talk about it again some other day. But that's a Windows-specific, Hyper-V specific thing. on Docker on other virtualization like VirtualBox or even VMware really, once you get going and you install Docker on a virtual machine, you need to reboot once you set the group permissions for the group permissions to take effect. I'm not exactly sure why. I just know that that has to be done. So I am in the group. I think I can do what, IG or something like that. Oh, I forget the command now. I wrote it 800 times yesterday. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Knew it was somewhere. ID-ng. So there you see Docker. I am in the group, so I can do things like Docker, list the running Docker containers and things like that. Things that require sudo permissions. Okay, so we got various ones running, and I took notes on how to get them started again. So let's start these up. So there was that one, then the SQL Server one. I did not take a note on what that one was. I'll fix that in a minute. But Postgres, I did, right? No, did I not write a... Oh, I didn't write a startup for that either. But whatever. We have a run, so let's try to run that. Oh, and it'll say this still exists, so let's remove that image. And then we can just run it clean. It'll create us a Docker, that container that's running Postgres. I'm going to take the container ID and put it in here so we can just reuse that one a bunch. All right, Docker start and Docker stop container ID. And then put that in a little code block. Then, okay, we got Cassandra running on 3.11.4. Postgres is up and running. And then let's get SQL Server going. Boom. And then, all right, cool. So we got all three running. SQL Server is that ID. Docker start that ID. Docker stop that ID. All right, so that's our documentation for all that stuff. It has the passwords, secret infos, all that stuff. And I'm gonna run DataGrip again just to connect to this stuff. Now it's important to note on things that just run as if they're kind of the local host running instance on the machine, they'll grab their specific port. As long as there's not a port conflict, then it just runs fine and you can connect to localhost with that particular port, right? But Cassandra, because it's intended to run as a single node of many nodes, and we're just running one node right now, actually picks an IP, and you have to get the IP. And in the doc, I put a note about that where you can say Docker inspect container name or ID, and we'll just put in the particular ID of that instance. Boom. And there we go. So 172.17.02. Now with DataGrip open here, and our Cassie project open, and it being very weird and not drawing on my screen yet. There we go. Okay. So all of these things should just connect. So if I do this, there's our database created yesterday in SQL Server called consist. In Postgres, we have a databases folder that then has things in it. And let's actually do that. Let's create a, I wanted to create a, oops. Let's not create a table just yet. Let's create a database. I thought there was a database option. If I do this, new, database, and then we'll call it consist here too. I'm just kind of doing the same thing in each, and then we're going to use that as our core database and connect with different languages to do basically the same thing across each. But at some point, I do intend to differentiate on exactly what you would or wouldn't do in, say, SQL Server and Postgres, both relational databases, versus Cassandra, which is a distributed database, columnar store, which has a different data modeling type of structure that one would use it for. Generally speaking, because you can store voluminous more amounts of data in Cassandra than you would really want to try to store in, say, SQL Server or Postgres. And the same for querying against those types of data. But to start with, we're going to start with a database, or in the case of Cassandra, a key space. Let's see here, how do we do? Forget if it gives me that option. I think I have to write it. But basically, I'll create a key space there that'll be consist2, and a key space is kind of in the same, if you're looking at it one-to-one, it's kind of like a database in Postgres or SQL Server. It allows you to put X number of tables in that key space, and the tables in the key spaces are slightly, they're not the same thing as what a table is in Postgres or SQL Server, but when we look at it in the interface here, it'll look basically the same, right? You will have columns with data type like a string or text or date time, something like that, or with the very popular UUInt or GUID or UUID, whatever one wants to call it, the unique identifier. That's the type of stuff that'll be stored in each of these tables in columns and then queried against as we work through it. So we know that we're connected with all of those. And then, let's see here, Docker, PS. Okay, I'm just gonna leave all those running. We'll minimize that for now. And I'm just gonna make that big for a second. Any other notes? Select project goals. Yeah, so we have the data sources all running. They're ready to go. At some point, I would also like to basically roll those into something that, like a Docker Compose, that'll just spin up all the databases at one time and have the pertinent connection information so anybody can just pull a repo and then run this stuff. Because I'm going to put all this in a repo so everybody can get at it, use it as, a standard kind of template to work off of to start projects. All right, so with that going on, got the Docker stuff. I actually am going to open up, we want to create our initial migrations now, which is actually what's going to be responsible for the creation of the database in our development environment in Docker on our machine for our project. So in each project, I'll set up basically the migrations and then the CRUD functions with some classes or whatever. We'll write some basic classes to do CRUD functions against these databases. The initial migrations in each one of these are done in whatever specific way that it's done for that particular language. And we're gonna work initially on Go, then get into JavaScript, not today most likely, but in subsequent days working on this, and then work through different stacks to build the migrations for each one of these databases. And the data migrations are basically going to be the same for each, so we'll look at the nuances, SQL Server, Postgres, and Cassandra, and see how you would take the data models that you would build in, say, a relational database, compare them, and then modify them into a distributed columnar store style database. So let's see here, Golang migrate. Now I know that I looked at this a little earlier just for a few minutes. I haven't used it, so I'll add that as a caveat, but it looks like it's pretty solid. Latest commits just 5 days ago. It's been around for a little while, but this is a database migrations library for Go. There's a CLI and of course the library itself. Now we'll probably primarily use the CLI, get the migrations going, and then eventually, hey Codephobia, welcome. Oh, that's awesome. You have a Code for Go love. I'm envious. I want to get my, I got to get my heavy metal, death metal Gopher all going on in the channel as a, what do you call those things again? I forget. But yeah, that's awesome. So, right off the bat, we're good with this migration library. So if everything is okay with this library when we start using it, we got Postgres here, we have Cassandra, and we don't have SQL Server. So we'll have to We'll have to figure that out, figure out what we can do here. Actually, let's type in and see what might come back. Migrations for SQL Server. Oh, or did it call it? MySQL, MariaDB. Yeah, Microsoft SQL Server is not there, right? I guess we don't have to do it for every one of them. But it would be nice to do all of them. All right. Let's see about this one. SQL Migrate. SQL Schema Migration Tool for Go. Oh, okay, so this may be our choice for Dialect SQL like 3, Postgres. As a library, MS SQL, MySQL Caveat, source of migrations, writing migrations. Yep, we'll get into that for sure. Embedding migrations with Packer. Oh, interesting, Packer. Bin data extending SQL X. Well, we'll look at that one a bit later. Right now, though, let's focus back on this one. If anything, maybe we'll might contribute some open source against it for it, but we'll see. I'm just stoked because it's going to cover Cassandra and Postgres for sure. And those are really the main databases that I want to cover. So with that outline, let's create a project here. Oops. And the next hard question comes up. What do we call the project? Right? That's always kind of tough. I guess that started. So build a project. Data migration, build a project. Build a project, something. Yeah, so the cool thing about migrations, one, you can throw them into the CI/CD cycle, right? That's great. If you use it in your CI/CD for CD to production, it's a little tricky. You got to make sure you do backup and restore. And if you're talking about tons of data, that can be a big problem. But for development, to make sure your database is built up to a particular point and not destructive, you can use migrations in a completely additive way and then put them in CI/CD, and you don't even have to worry about backup and restore because it only adds changes to the database ever, right? Worst case scenario, it might change a column name or something. No, I guess you wouldn't really even do that. You would just add a column. And as long as the changes are made in an additive way and nothing's dropped or altered, so basically kind of immutable only changes, then you're good. You can put it in CI/CD and roll all the way from development to production with this same core base of migrations. Ensures that you don't have weird broken stuff, and you can go back and look through the steps because you date your migration files, which you'll see as I work through it. You'll date them, and then you can just step through and look at when you changed stuff, when you added stuff, when you decided you wanted a new column, or when you added them. You got all that information in the actual CQL or SQL files. So okay, in this Go project here, what I did was actually have the two folders already, so Postgres and Cassandra. Now, the other question is, right, is that, yeah, exactly. I didn't even read your last sentence till just this second. But yeah, it means also that you can really knock down downtime to nothing practically, and you can keep it to one script. So you know what's going to deploy your stuff, and you know how it's deployed because you do it every single time. Basically, you do any larger scale build of your project. It's pretty awesome. Let's see here. So yeah, I got main, which doesn't really do anything. Let's just say format.println. Come on, pop up autocomplete. Okay, whatever. IO migration time. Just put that in there. And then let's go give this a read real quick. How we're going to use this. So I guess migration sources, CLI usage. Okay, so migrate source, blah, blah, blah. Docker usage, run migrations this way. Interesting. Use in your Go project. Import. Interesting. API is stable and frozen. Use Go modules to manage dependencies to help prevent database corruption. It supports graceful stops at graceful full stop chan bull. Okay, so true, false if you're running it in a channel. Bring your own logger. Uses io.reader streams internally for low memory overhead. Thread safe and no Go routine leaks. So they say Go documentation. What is that? Yeah, I don't really want to read that. Want to use an existing database client. Oh, that's interesting. So I could do SQL Server. I just had to pull the SQL Server client. Each migration has an up and down migration. Right. Best practices, how we write migrations. So this is important to talk about. It's nice that they link something. Development and contributing. Okay. So what want to run an existing database? So import this and then db.ir SQL.open Postgres. This thing with instance, new with database instance, file migrations, Postgres driver. I'm a little confused about exactly what they are intending to do here. But let's look at the CLI documentation. Because really we can use this, we could technically use this tool in all the languages if need be. So curl pre-built binary per platform. Okay. So as always. Oh, there's a deb package? Sweet. Let's do that. Failed writing body. Wonder if is that not available? Oh, it's there. Don't give me this. You can't read it, mess. Yeah, there it is. Let's do this. And we're gonna actually put this in our note itself. So code 2 come off of the sticky. There we go. Yeah, just go over here. There we go. Okay, 4 migrations. Oops. Go migrations. And then let's see here. I want to get the URL in there for reference. Back over here. Let's run all of that, please. Oh, did I just get broke the whole thing? Oh, what? Oh, derp. go. There we go. Ah, progress. With Go Google Toolchain. Yeah, I ain't worried about that. Requires 1.11 or better. Database tag for the database desired. Da 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 da. Wait, this example builds a CLI which will only work with Postgres. In order to build the CLI for use with other databases, replace Postgres build tag with the appropriate database tags for databases desired. Also, I wonder if this one comes with multiple options. Similar to the database build tags, if you need to support other sources, use the appropriate build tags. Support for build constraints will be removed in the future. So I'm curious now. So let's say you want to run the first two migrations. Da, 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 da. Database up to, okay. If your migrations are hosted on GitHub, I don't want to put them in GitHub right now. Stop at a save point when SIGINT is received, send SIGINT kill. Oh, that'll be interesting. Migrate database, not migrate database. JSON files, check out the blah blah blah. Okay, JQ and then YAML files. So migrate source, database, Postgres, that one. Okay. So it's still not working. Well, that's a bummer. Let's go back and see. Interesting. So Golang migrate. Oops. Docker deploy. That's interesting. I wonder what that is. So GoDoc reference coverage 60%. Dev package cloud. Migrate reads migrations from sources and applies them in the correct order to a database. Right. Drivers are dumb. Database drivers don't assume anything. Correct. So let's look at that one, and then let's, I guess, since it doesn't seem to be working from whatever path, let's try to do this, I guess. Migrate. Postgres, yes. So let's build for Postgres first. Does that mean requires a version of Go that supports modules? This example builds a CLI which will only work with Postgres. In order to build the CLI for use with other databases, release the Postgres build tag with the appropriate database. So does that mean that I'm going to have to build it for each specific one? Dev for dependency. We no longer need build constraints as all dependencies are pulled in. Oh, all dependencies are pulled in. What? What? Oh, here's this one. So this one we're gonna need this. Oh, it doesn't, which comes with 3x. Okay, other commands should work properly but are not tested for the Cassandra one. The Cassandra driver, GoSQL, does not natively support executing multiple statements in a single query. To allow for multiple statements in a single migration, you can use the X multi-statement param. Two important caveats. This mode splits the migration text into separately executed statements by a semicolon, thus the multi-X statement. So this brings up the question, right? So thinking chatting time. So is the tool worth using? And is it worth using per per language stack? Or should I just write some bash to go with whatever the language stack is? Which is kind of what I was thinking in the first place. So either bring the database all the way up, bring it all the way down. Maybe we add some bash parameters to say, go up 2 levels, go up 4 levels, go up 6 levels, or whatever it is. But it seems like as long as you have pSQL and CQL shell installed, you can use those via bash scripts or PowerShell or whatever you got. You can use those to execute your migrations. So maybe we should just stick to bash, since everything's going to have bash except Windows, which will be PowerShell or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to write PowerShell right now, but we could add that later, or add an issue. Maybe somebody can contribute that to the repo in the future. If anybody has any thoughts, please let me know. I'm all about just going the bash route, actually, now that I think about it. So then we don't have to fight with each one of these migration tools. Maybe we'll go back and do it later down the road. Maybe somebody wants to contribute that. But I feel like, let's do some experiments. That's what we should do. Let's do some experiments and see where we get with the bash stuff, right? I think that's a good plan. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do that. Oh, my green wall of awesomeness is fading. There we go. Fixed it. Okay. So I'm gonna nip this for now. It's gonna go away. We're gonna do some experiments. Clear. Let's see here. So we have the databases. Let's do this. Go in here. And yeah, database migrations. And we'll create bash script. Let's call it up shell. And then we'll create one called down. Oh, thanks for the extension, I guess. Up. All right, so first things first, we need to, can we execute PSQL? We probably need to get in there and make sure that we can even execute the shell files. So first things first with this, let's go into database migrations and sudo chmod up. Oh wait, what is it, 700? Up. And we can run up. Command.found. Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. And then sudo chmod down. Error logging. What? No, you just deal with the error. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't even know if that tool has error logging though. And I don't know if each of them will have it against each stack. So, I mean, there's logging, there's various things that could come up, right? That could cause a problem, that if we're just doing it in bash, it's just gonna break and stop, right? There's no like rollback, there's none of that. But it would offer us a starting point. It also offers a starting point to figure out how to script out the SQL tool or the CQL tool, right? Because I'm kind of curious if that can even be done effectively, or if we have to like fight with a bunch of permissions to even get it to run. So like if I do this, what is this? Oh yeah, sudo apt install PostgreSQL client common. And then I wonder, okay, if anything, this will get us some good scripting starts. And if it gets a little weird, we'll roll back to the other thing. And then let's hear sudo Let's see about CQL shell. Does apt-get know about it? No. Okay. Where is... Here we go. Should we go with 5.3.3.0? Yeah, that should work. And then we'll go with PL SQL. Or it's just it's PL, it's not PL SQL, that's Oracle's, it's P SQL. That's what I'm after. So let's find... how to switch databases. That's one thing we need to do. It's just -C, oh, connect, is that what it is? Yeah. So we need that at the very top of our file. So P SQL. But actually, let's see here. P SQL execute SQL file. Let's get out of here. I don't want to know about the Q&A every single time. Let's see here. D highways. Yes, please. Oops. Environment variables. Use PD. I don't want to do that either. I want to do... oh yeah, I need to set the... oh, this is tricky too, because if I'm doing this, I use trusted auth. If it's not, I'd have to set the PG pass, because I don't believe you can actually pass in the password via the script, like here, because you're going to get this exact problem that this person here is asking about. So maybe we should stick to the migrations. Yeah, look, Loco Kiter, you were totally right. We should have jumped and we should have just stuck with that. I'm already back in the camp of like, let's just go with the migrations. So, all right, let's look at that one again and just get it installed right. So we're gonna go back to the CLI here, because that's what we want to use the CLI to start with for sure. So CLI, and then here, this curl didn't work, or did it? Let's look at the releases and see what we got as options. So we'll dismiss, go, and then we got dependency tree. What is this? Ah, here we go. Postgres identifiers as SQL, da 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 da. Oh, Wedco. Oh, I think maybe I don't. I think I know him, but I don't know. So you migrate Linux. Let's go with this one. Let's say save. Yeah, we'll just go with the Linux one. And then what's it say for that? So I got the release. So what do I get in the release? Oh, there it is. Migrate pub GPG key. Oh, and then what? The Chrome stable. Oh, this is not stuff. This is other junk. So then this should be, I guess that's just the executable then. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Go get tags Postgres. Get checkout, and then build tags da 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 da. Let's try this one. Let's get it into somewhere. Copy to. Hey Lily, welcome back. We're just getting Go Migrate installed. Because theoretically, oh, what did I just do? I don't know where it's at here. Oh, come on. Ah, there it is. Copy. Can't copy. Oh, it's because I'm copying too. Oh, y'all. I'm having a moment here. So yeah, bin, and then put it in the bin directory. And then theoretically, let's see here. Source. Hey, look at there. All right. It's in there like it's supposed to be. Beauty of Go. And then, all right, migrate to version V. Apply okay, so everything's in there. Database drivers, so Postgres, PostgreSQL, and Stub. Source drivers, file. So how do we add Cassandra? That's what I want to know. Oh, that's not what I want either. Migration tools, an effective approach to migrate dynamic thrift. Oh, this is one of those things. It's just got it's overloaded in its meaning. In this post, I did a comparison of the following tools. Oh, that's a lot of different tools. That's cool. Povelas. Migrate. SQL defined SQL migrations. Da, 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 da. SQL migrate pop or migrate. All right, I'm going to figure this out a little bit later. We're going to go forward with this and see where we can get. Oh, I needed the doc back up. New database, yeah. All right, database URLs. File system. Yes, I want to do a file system one. So let's hear that. It said that, right? Yeah, source drivers file. So I want to do migrate, source, driver. Oh wait, it's how do you do the source? Oh yeah, like this. So it's file, source, and then migrations. Which, oh yeah, so I might as well put it in here anyway. So it'll be migrate, source. I kind of knew that would come in handy, right? So we're gonna do up. Command not found. Oh yeah, source -rc. There we go. Okay, so I didn't do nothing because I don't have the other bits in it, right? Source. Let's look at this whole one here. So file, if I'm here, it should be Postgres, migration. Actually, let's go with, we're going to rename this to something a little bit not as long. Let's rename. Migrations, we'll do migrate. There we go. Postgres. Yeah, Postgres, migrate. And then the database will be database Postgres localhost 5432 / consist up. We don't even care about 2 right now. I don't know what's happening. Oh, there's probably, yeah, nothing in here. So let's do C connect consist. So that's our database, which I guess let's write this out. It's just more readable, right? So we do connect. Yeah, there we go. What? Is it not configured? Oh, change dialect to. Oh, here we go. Oops. Postgres. It's some of that DataGrip feature, like integrated into GoLand here. Okay, so consist. No errors. Okay, so and then create table. Oh yeah, we need to do. This needs to be up actually. Let's hear. I always forget there's no. So we'll do up right at the beginning. Or no, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do it right at the right here. Up, and then the thing, and then we need a new one for down. So migrate down. 05. What's today? It's not the 3rd anymore. So let's go 06 2019 SQL. There we go. And this one is actually, well, I'll just leave it to that. And this one, yeah, we need to have that in Postgres land too. Boom. All right, so connect consist, migrate down, drop, table. Let's see here. Trains. What? No. Change it already. This one. Oh, change the name. I changed the name of it, so it unmapped it. There we go. Okay, so trains. Create table trains. Alright, and then this one will be drop table trains. What's that say? Unable to resolve trains. That is correct because it doesn't exist. Thank you, editor. Alright, let's pull up the docs here. Postgres, create tape, whoops, create table. Here's the syntax. We'll just grab this whole thing, stick it in here. So create table. Let's see, we'll call it train ID. What is it? UU int. Is that a data type? Or UU ID? Yeah. Okay. And then call this primary key. Yes, please. Then I'm going to do, let's call it train name. It's just text. And then, is it required? We'll fiddle with that in a little bit. So there we go. Okay. Let's see if we can get up running now. No such file or directory for that thing. Oh! Yeah, that's, don't run way over there. So what is it? It's trying to do Postgres database migrations. Postgres. Oh, that is there. Oh, I didn't change the name. Migrate up dash. Then that? No, read directory something. Well, it found the directory, but let's try to run this. Yes, please. Well, it should theoretically break, right? Because phooey. What do we call the database? Or, I mean, what's the password? Oh, my secret password. That's what it is. There we go. And then one statement. Oh. Did it? Oh, sweet. Check it out. It just connected over here. So there's trains. And what do we got here? We got train name, train's primary key unique. All right, let's see if what else we can get here. Database tools, drop primary key, modify comment, truncate, SQL script, source editor, SQL generator. What's that do? Oh, that's cool. So UID, not null. We could add that in to our file here to be more specific. Not null. Oh, and we want to do this one not null. And okay, that's gonna be it for now. Let's get over here, and this can run. Right, yep, run it against that. Okay, I got to figure out the migrate command a little later then, because this works, but the migrate command is being flaky. Because what was that it said? So I'm gonna put migrate source file. Anyway, we'll get that in there. So basically, it's going to be this one, but in down, it'll be. Oops. Down. So the database connection looks okay. Oh, and this will be down. It'll be 6. Now I'm a little curious though, because it says it gives the number so you can go up and down. I guess I need a name. I need to look back and figure out what the naming convention of the files is, or are, whatever, because that might be part of the problem here. Clear, so we'll go down. Okay, so that's just, oh, I bet that's the command for trying to figure out the convention or the particular name of the file. But it doesn't know it, right? So let's see, let's open up, get out of here, workspace. Open up recent to, yep, desktop. I guess I need to do that. I need to go open recent and then this specific file, and then I can close the Explorer. Right? No, I can't close the, come on. Close folder, and then do open recent to-do list. Hey, there we go. Okay, that's a little better. I just opened this up because I want to put in this thing where, okay, so we know kind of the command, but what's the format? So in migrate, Docker usage, this thing. So yeah, here it says file path to migrations. That's what it is. Okay. So really what this needs to be is just this. And then I need to figure out what the hoo-ha is up with the naming convention, because I got to get that named right. So the drop table, build table. So we have enough in there to be able to create it and bring it down as soon as we get the migration thing working here. So let's get that working. Gracious, so many things. So up. Postgres gets the folder. Can we just do up? SSL is not enabled on the server. That is correct. It's not enabled. I don't want to use SSL. Okay, let's look at this though. I want to figure out go documentation, basic usage, migrate directory up to. So how do I do this? CLI documentation. And okay, there's the curl, install crap. Go toolchain unversioned versioned. Requires a version of Go. And then, okay, source, location of migrations, da da da. Shorthand for that. Oh, I can designate the database. Or is that what I have in here? I have database. Oh yeah, I have database. Consist, all the way up. Okay. Apply all or in migrations. Apply all or in down migrations. Yeah, but how do I... They're hosted on GitHub. So let's say you want to run the first 2 migrations. Right, you do that. But then... Oh, maybe this is some... Oh, come on. Is there a testing? Not either. Like, what do you call the files to make sure they go up or down? That is the question. Hey, thanks for the follow. Hello, local kiter. Welcome to the pit. Sports modules. Da 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 da. Support for build constraints will be removed in the future. Okay, I looked at that already. Release downloads. Looked at that already. So do they have, well, here's some examples. So what's the Docker file say? Docker file curl, da da da. Well, that's like building CLI. Maybe. Has anybody seen anything? Am I just completely missing it? I don't see. Ah, each migration file has up and down migration Y. Okay, so you want to do this. Well, and I guess we could give it informative names. Let's just put them in here for a second, and then we'll call this the trains table. And then this is, oops, come on. Trains table, and then this is going to be, oh, I don't know what the heck that is. Let's change it to today. So it's 2019, 3rd month, 5th day. And same thing here. So this will be our up file. So let's get in there. Where did it go? Showing files. Up. We're going to name that one to this. There we go. And then down can be this one. Okay, so there's up, right? Oh, it's forgotten again because, you know, it's mapped to the file. So let's map that to the file real quick. And then this one should be flaked out too. We'll map it in there to Postgres and boom. Okay, so we got drop tables and we got create table. Okay, everybody, cross your fingers. Up. Oh yeah, not, PQ SSL is not enabled on the server. Right, it's not enabled. Right? How do we do this? Let's see here, migrate. Anything in there about how to write migrations? Let's look at that real quick. What's over here? Oh, that's Cassandra. We'll look at that later. So this talks more about this. This is very specific. So you want an up and down file so you can create and destroy the database on whim per need. Here it says version title up extension. Okay, that's straightforward enough. And there we go. They've numbered them here. Oh, I could just number it in order instead of putting it in date. So there's the date. Where we number it? I don't know. What do y'all want to do? You want to number them, or you think it's better to number them, or it's better to put in a date? Okay. All right, so here, look at there. A little sneaky thing. I guess that's actually part of the Postgres driver, right? You can turn off SSL or whatever. Let's stick that on the end and put disable. Should that work? I don't know. Oh yeah, it ain't. Ah, do I have to? So this is actually the same problem that I was going to have if I just wrote the bash script. Yeah, that is a sneaky add-on. Alright, I guess we're going to have to do that then. Postgres password file. Well, no, we did that. I want to do... What is it? Let's see here. Get out of here. Alright, so Postgres password in CLI. I really don't think you can do this. And you have to put it in the directory. There we go. Non-interactively, yeah. Source name, database, username, password. This file should contain the following lines in the file format. Hostname, port, database. Oh, okay. The password field. Okay, so PG pass. Is the way we do this. So we need to do this in the password file, PG pass. Okay, so let's bounce out here. Transparent CLIs comes in handy for once. So list, I'm there where I need to be. Okay, so touch PG, is it PG pass, right? PG pass. And then we're going to open that one up. PG pass. We're going to do this, and then host name will be localhost. Port is 5432. Database is consist. Then username is. Oh yeah, Postgres. Whoops, Postgres. And then the password is, was it my super secret password? Is that what it is? Oh yeah, so that was, okay, this didn't work. Need to get rid of that. That did not work. I'll write up how that did work later, because y'all just saw me do it earlier. So no point in sitting there typing it all out while you're watching me. I'll just do it later. You know, make use of all of our respective times very effectively. Consist, Postgres, and then my secret password. Okay, so that should be the deal. That should work. So wait, does that just mean that I can do? Oh, wait, so how do you make it use this file? Use the first forward fields, password field, therefore no. So on Unix systems, permissions to pass must disallow any access to world or group. Achieve this by this command. Oh, okay. Well, let's do that, right? this is important to note. Let's get that in the doc. Whoops. More Postgres auth notes. Alright, if the permissions are less strict than this, the file will be ignored. Microsoft Windows, it is assumed that the file is stored in a directory that is secure, so no special. Come on. Don't assume anything on Windows is secure. That's risky. Assume the directory is secure. Whatever. That's fine. Okay, so it's still not working, but let's do Control F12, get back in there. Oops, function F12. There we go. And let's try that again. CD database migrations up. What? Oh, source. Oh, that's stupid. Bash RC. Okay, so quick note. In JetBrains, it doesn't load the bash RC, so you don't get user session variables and such in here. You have to load them specifically per the build, which I'll do in just a minute. But just to note why I have to source the bash file again so that migrate is accessible. Or pretty much any executable that's in the Go directory, in the Go bin directory, you have to source and make sure that it's mapped that accordingly. That was one thing that took me like, oh god, hours one day to figure out. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You have to just know it. It's one of those things, right? It doesn't make any sense. You just have to know that that's how it works. And it's not exactly in like, here's the new IDE manual. This is how you run it at first. No, it's like on the 50,000th page. If there was a manual with the pages, right? No, you have to figure it out by like trial and error and then digging into the documentation at some point and eventually finding out, oh, it doesn't load user environment variables. You have to go out yourself and choose the ones in the build to have it load those. So anyway, DB, what's your name? So DB name, Celeste Files, file name. Well, that should be fine, right? One would think that would be fine. So his name, What? Oh, I'm not doing that. That's even weirder. Let's see here. How to write migrations, we already looked at that. SSL mode is off. So we fixed that issue. +542 database. Oh, and that's if it's in GitHub. So that's basically how to do the migration in code, right? Yes, please, make files your friend, read the development guide. Okay. Okay. And then, what do we got here? I just want to find source. Is that the database? Maybe that's the different one. Yeah, here we go. Cassandra, move lock out of ensure, consistency, Postgres. Ah, okay, Postgres. Oh, look, they have a different thing. So you have to put it in, oh dear lordy. All right, so what that means is what we should do. Okay, we're gonna have to get in here and get specific. So check it out. What I'm gonna do for the migrations is we're gonna set up 2 scripts, right? So we're gonna have one Okay, here's the up one. Up. Migrate up. There we go. And the script is going to be the up script, right? Oh, come on. Do the right directory. Source, consist builder, database migrations, up. There we go. I'm going to copy that so I don't have to run through it next time. Interpreter path, options, program arguments, working directory, environment variables. So here's where you would set environment variables that you want available to the IDE as it builds things, right? So what I'm going to set in here is, let's see, we'll call it Postgres username, which will be Postgres, and then we will have Postgres password, and that'll be, I've forgotten what we have again, my secret password. If that's not right, I'll come back in a minute. So that should launch that with environment variables. So now we can take environment variables. This is run configuration, no interpreter path given. Interpreter path, just use, what is it, user, let's see, what is it, which, bash? Yeah, bin bash, okay. Let's go in here, go back in, user, bash. I mean bin bash, we need to put bin bash in, bin bash. All right, so that should work, and we should get our appropriate error, right? Boom, migrate command not found. Oh, and that's the other thing we want to do. Oh, actually, we'll do this. Silly, but what the heck? Bash RC, right? Is it running? Oh, weird. Well, let's just get the whole thing out there then. We'll do this. Go bin migrate, and that should work, I think. Go dot go. Is that gonna work? Maybe. No such directory. Okay, let's do this. Oh yeah, let's get the tilde back in there. Whoops. Hey, no up cat. Suze, how you doing today? I'm trying to make computers work. It's always the challenge of the century. Let's see here. All right. So I got migrate, but I'm not in the right path. Where is terminal? Which migrate? Isn't that what it said it was? Home, Adrian, work bin. Well, I guess I'll just put that, whatever. For now, I'll fix the path eventually so it doesn't look so ridiculous in here. Work. Oh, Adrian work bin migrate? What? I don't remember putting that there. Alright, whatever. Let's see if that works. No such file or directory? Oh, there's totally a file and directory there. Open this. Oh, that is my problem. I can't do it that way. I have to run it. Well, do I gotta export the yeah, me too. I guess what I gotta do is actually map the, do I have to set the path in here? So that's really frustrating is what that is. Oh, we should put the module working directory. All right, let's just do this. Let's do Add system-wide environment path. What is the file? That's what I need to know. Local environment, I don't want to do that. I want to do system-wide Etsy environment. Yeah, okay. Yes, okay, so code, oops, let's do sudo. Code, and oh, code's not gonna let me do it. What's the other silly thing? Well, oh, no. Etsy environment. Yeah, oh look, there's a giant one in here anyway. Local games? Really? I'm just gonna add it to this then. Right, so we'll do, oh, I forgot what it was. Give me another tab. There we go. Okay, which migrate. Okay, so it'd be home, Adrian, work, bin. It still seems insane to me. Work, bin? I didn't put that there. But anyway, okay, so write out, boom, and then, yes please, and then exit. Okay, so that should, I'm gonna restart this, and we should have that environment variable finally available to actually work. So for those that have just joined, I'm trying to get some database migrations to work. Relatively straightforward stuff, however, not straightforward. Had to go backtrack a little bit and get some environment variables to work, to get some other stuff to work, and kind of reverse hacking through and reading the code, because the documentation's slightly lacking in this project. I feel like, oh, whoops, what did I do? Go to, here we go. Like we had to figure out some weird auth details for Postgres. We're trying to work with Postgres right now, and we'll get to Cassandra probably tomorrow at this rate. And I just figured out the database URL right here, like that. But then if we look at that one and go back over here to this one, and we look at it, like look at this path. That's kind of nuts. So maybe if we just do Postgres, and we'll do Postgres, and then forgot the password again already. My secret password at all this stuff, and then we'll disable SSL mode with that ampersand thingy, which was super obvious to all of us. Oh. And that should work, right? Right? Should. So let's see here. All right, databases are over there, being awesome. And let's get some word wrap going on so we can see this stuff. Use soft wraps, yeah. Oh, I guess it's only that. yeah. Finger crossed for sure. All of my fingers. Ah, it's still not finding migrate? Are you kidding me? Do I have to, oh, I know what I gotta do. That's my bad, hold on. Where's the log out button? The log out button moved, that's kind of weird. So if I log out, will that restart system variables? I think it should, right? So let's log out. Come on. There we go. Okay. And get back in here. I love having multiple IDEs open. That's always super rad. You know, having multiple IDEs just seems crazy advanced then. Oh god, I crack myself up sometimes. The dumbest things. I'm sorry. I hope y'all can laugh with me, at me, with me. Hey, all our notes are still there. That's always awesome. I like it when files save, when you say file save. Alright, so there's our migrations. Here's our thing. Let's see. Ugh. What the... Well, maybe I just need to change the working directory in the build. Right? Maybe that's what it is. Working directory. Just take that out. Maybe that will help. Nope, that looks like the same crazy thing. Let's get back in here and let's do working directory. What is the working directory? Let's go to it. Holy bananas. There we go. Working directories Postgres. Actually, that's not the... Well, that's the working directory for the bash file. Oh. Yeah, that's not right. The working directory is this one. Because that's where we start from. So in here, it should just be Postgres, because we're in the database migrations folder already executing this. So Postgres should just be a folder in that directory. Oh, progress. I mean, explosions everywhere, but progress. Error. Migration failed. Syntax error at or near the slash. Oh, am I not allowed to tell it to use a database? Well, I guess I'm designating a database, so I don't need to do this, right? Theoretically. Boom. Let's see. And what do we get? Dirty database version that. Fix and force version. Oh, you know what the solution is though? Here's the awesomeness. Okay, let's copy this. And then we'll call this is just going to be migrate down, right? Boom, down. And then everything should be able to stay the same. I guess I remembered my secret password. Boom, 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 boom. And wipe it out. Oh, no? Fix and force version. Dirty database version that. Oh, 0305? 2019 0305? Well, let's look at our actual database here. Go down to database. Postgres is not our database. Come on, where's the other database? Oh. Blah, 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 blah. Well, let's run it this way and see if we can run it at least. So there's the database. Run it against the database, and boom, Nyan Cat runs, and what? Come on, where's my table? It executed. Oh, I'm in the wrong database for this connection. So let's fix the properties here. Oh, always something to do. It's your database, not Postgres. We'll do consist. There we go. Okay. Boom. So now, okay, there's the consist with the table, right? Oh, well, we just did the... Wait, actually... Oh, we don't have... Okay, so we just made consist. So we should be able to run... We should be able to run the up migration now. Dirty database version. Okay, so let's... Do I have to create the database? I guess I have to maybe create the database. Create database consist. So let's see if I can drop the database. Drop, yes. Drop database consist, yes. And then here, whoops. Oh, yeah, okay, create there. And then this is actually going to be drop table, and then drop database consist. like so. And let's try to do that. Huh. Dirty database version. Let's look at that real quick. Time boxing myself here. Enjoy your walk. Cheers, Lily. And then, come on, where'd it go? Oh, look. It's actually an error in migrate. Stop showing me how to join GitHub. I already know how to join GitHub. Interesting. Migrate force set version V, but don't run migration. Ignores dirty state. Or when using the cell. Force V. It's weird, or maybe not. Generally, I think what really should help is more verbose error descriptions. No change. Probably you wanted to run blah blah blah. Version V. Fix the issue and use migrate force V to forcefully update version. Okay. Let's actually try that real quick. Migrate force V. I don't know what the heck that really means, but URL can't, whatever. Maybe this? Okay. Well, on that note, as Lily partook upon already, it is indeed dinner and beer time. And I'm going to go have some dinner and beer. So on that note, who should we raid? We should raid somebody. I know somebody's hacking on something, doing something interesting out there, right? So, what's the vote? Who's got an idea? Who should we raid? Boom. Let's see here. Alright, looking at our options. Our options are... Where did my freaking raid thing go? Oh, let's go raid Potato Quality. She is super awesome. Covers PowerShell, a bunch of other awesome stuff. Also from Louisiana. So here we go. We're gonna raid her. Promise. Y'all love her. Whoops. Hit 50 million things at one time.